But if I could start all over again, me wouldn't change a thing, wouldn't trade a thing, because I'm a struggles, I'm a blessings. But if I could start all over again, me wouldn't change a thing, wouldn't trade a thing, because I'm a struggles, I'm a blessings. If I never hurt, me wouldn't know charges. If I never church, me wouldn't know who God is. If me never fail, me wouldn't put me all in darkest time of the day, or the time before dawning. So me dip on my journey, it's getting harder. But if me make it this far, me know me can go farther. Mine have a Chris Car, house on the hill. Pop it down, determination, I go make my first meal. So me no watch the friend think, cause that I know my focus. Can not for them young people, yeah, them don't know love. I'm not the same one where you want them grow up. You want to be careful, cause them will get your shortcut. Because them love to see you when you want to stumble. My just a go on with my turn and stay humble. Rest in peace to me nigga them. Me wish you did there, dog. You never change like the way that dog. Could start all over again.
Whether delivering conscious anthems or high energy bangers, Shaneil Muir remains one of the most dynamic female voices in dancehall today. Rising to fame with hits like Top Gal, Exclusive, Yamabella, and Hype on Bossy, she has captivated fans with her ability to blend raw storytelling with empowering messages. And today we're absolutely grateful that she could take time out of her busy schedule to take us on her awesome journey. Shaneil, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Look here, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
With International Women's Day just moments away, I am happy that we were able to get a top gal to kick things off. So really
Of
happy that you're
course.
here. Now, let's start off with your foundation, though. How would you describe growing up in Montego Bay?
Well, I grew up in Hanover in a small community called Mount Peace. I was in the hills in Hanover, so it was quite a memorable one.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in an extended family, so it's aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. So growing up amongst those people really groomed me and molded me to be the person I am today, which I'm very grateful for. So the earlier part of my childhood was there, and then the latter part was in the city. So it's a complete different change from what I was used to. So that's where I learned the reality of life, because I think
Mm-hmm.
I think the country kind of baby a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you reach into the city, you realize that okay, life is moving very fast. It's not what you think it is. From there I've realized that education, social responsibilities, and all those things come together, and it was a good journey. It was a good journey from there.
Nice. You mentioned, like your aunts and grandmother. Where was your mom and dad in that equation?
So they were not a part. They were a part of my life, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't physically there. My dad was working in Montego Bay mostly. I wasn't his only child for most part. He did, like other kids afterwards. I had other responsibilities as well. Um, and I wish not to dwell or speak on the other parts.
Okay. All right. No problem. I
Yeah.
totally get it for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a very delicate topic. I wish not to ruffle any feathers, and I like my
Mm-hmm.
peace where it
Look,
is. Yeah.
I totally get that. No, you mentioned, like country and tone, like, the city life, just the vast changes. Were you able
Yes.
to adjust as a child, or was it like challenging for you, especially at school and that kind of thing?
It wasn't. I was able to adjust because I did the latter part of my childhood because I was in high school. So I was attending Montego Bay High School. They played a huge part in, this product right here. So big
Mm,
up to MBHS. It wasn't too hard. It was if art. So because I was such a home-bodied person from then, or even from I was in the country, it wasn't hard at all. But adapting to what is required in a fast-paced environment,
Mm-hmm.
that took a little while, but eventually I got it.
Yeah. And I can't just see you as that bright spark in the classroom, but I want you to tell us what was Shaneil Muir like in the classroom?
Oh boy, I was a very attentive and I was very involved in school. I didn't do much co-curricular activities because I had a very strict, because at first part of it, so I was still with my grandma, but I had a very strict parenting, around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really, okay, so said my grandma would be like, okay, school over 3 o'clock, make sure you reach home by 3:30. I just so I did have that, but it really molded me to really be disciplined in certain ways. So
Mm-hmm.
um it yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It was manageable.
So, at what point did you discover that you can sing and you have a really good voice?
So I have known the singing part or having the ability to, display that talent from a tender age, from around 8 or so. My grandmother played a huge role in my life. I can't even stop talking about it. Make her soul rest in peace. She used to bring me to funerals. Don't know the people, I don't know nothing of them. She would bring me there to sing this specific song called um 4 days late. So I would go to different funerals. She would carry me there, and I would sing that song at different
Mm-hmm.
funerals. And from then, I realized, singing in church, I would know, okay, yes, I have the ability to sing, but the writing and that skilled part started in high school. So, you get projects in high school to do with group work or even by yourself individually, and to use creative methods to portray or summarize the tasks at hand. I would always like I would always resort to music. So
Mm-hmm.
having to put the information that I've learned into telling a story or describing what it is, that's really where I realized that it started from there, yeah. And then it grew into something more of life stories and experiences, and from there, yeah.
No, I know you were a part of the Magnum Kings and Queens competition, and though you didn't win, talk to us about the experiences that you garnered from that competition and what it was like.
Well, definitely, I have to big up Magnum Kings and Queens. It definitely added a great attribute to me and of great value. The ability to perform in front of a live audience. That's where I garnered that part of my journey. Um, to be able to appease a crowd, like staring at you and expecting so much from you,
Mm-hmm.
it it was mind blowing, and it was very nerve wracking at first. But being in the competition and having to do this every other weekend or every weekend or so, it became a part of my journey that really helps me even to this day, or really groomed me for days like these, where I'm able to go in front of thousands of people and just display my talent and be able to get a good reception and not bore them and not
Right.
give them, not kill them of boredom. So yeah, yeah, Magnum really gave me that part. And being judged by the judges, it helped to build my whole framework as an artist.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So being able to be criticized, I sometimes feel rough, you feel that way because you feel like you did your best and you put your best out there, but then
Mm-hmm.
you realize that it's constructive criticism, and once you apply it in the ways that you need to, you'll realize that there can be amazing results.
And even though you garnered, like you said, a wealth of experience there and exposure, as it relates to pursuing your music, it didn't happen after that because you later migrated to the United States. So talk to us about that now and how you landed your first job.
So I I immigrated to the US in 2016, in around August of that year. And I started my first job, my seasonal job at that time,
Mm-hmm.
in October. Because as soon as I got there, I just went dived into, getting a job and being able to provide for myself. So I got this job at Edie's Discounts. It's a department store in some. I don't think all states have it. A few states, most states rather would have it. And I started as a seasonal, so I was only supposed to be working for the Christmas season. And trust me when I tell you, say, that's the first time I was learning of the nickels and pennies and the whole,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
the whole monetary system that they have there because it's different. And learning that and then learning the importance of customer service. Americans take customer service on a whole different level. So I had to learn a few things there and apply it. And when I did extremely well. They decided to keep me on. And I worked there for years before, I really made the initial move
Mm-hmm.
towards that part of the journey. So I worked at Didi's Discount and then I started to go to college in California as well, studying business management. And that's up to there.
Wow. No, no. In those moments, though, Chanel, did it felt like a step back? Like here it is, you're on stage, doing the Magnum competition, you're on TV. You are a star because people are seeing at the street. Oh, Sierra, there, that type of thing. Did it feel like you took a step back, and what was that like at first before you got, into it?
First, no, because
Mm-hmm.
the mindset then I saw moving as a big opportunity. So
Mm-hmm.
in contrary to the whole experience that I had before in Jamaica, I saw moving to America a huge opportunity for me to develop myself and to make something of myself. Otherwise, even if the music wouldn't have worked out or so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but I still had that persistent drive to do music because I love it so much. I loved it so much. And it was just about the creativity behind it. It was just about, for me at that time, it was about the feeling that I get from creating a song and the feeling that I get from the reception of the people that listen to it and how I can connect with people through my music and through my lyrics. So it was such a huge part of the passion that really gave me direction then. And it didn't feel like a step back. It felt like a step
Mm-hmm.
forward, to be honest.
Wow. Now, so from California to New York and then ultimately Florida. So, talk to us about that and what actually made you visit these other places in the US.
So I so when I left California, I before I left California in that time, I financed my first car. It
Mm,
was
hey.
it was a Toyota Prius C.
Mm,
I will never forget it. A little, they call it a little boogie. I don't know what they call it. A little
mm.
boogie, a little red boogie. I purchased that and I was just so eager to just see where the music would take me. And one day, one beautiful bright morning, I pack up the red boogie, you see, pack it up. Me and God alone, 2,000 odd miles from
Wow.
California to New York. It was it was a wow moment for me. I can't believe I do it because I know me that I never do it again. No, I couldn't believe I did it, but I did. My dad was I didn't even tell honestly, I didn't even tell my dad I was leaving because it was a decision that I know that if I told him I was going to do, he probably would have talked me out of it. So I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to be told not to do it. So I kind of kept that decision to myself. It was whilst I was on the journey, because it took me about two and a half, say 3 days to drive there. So it's whilst I was on the journey that I informed him that I'm on my way to New
Wow.
York. And I drove. So, um, but it was good. The Prius saved me gas though. I had to stop like 5 times to get gas from here. So it wasn't too bad. It was like $20 per stop.
Dependable.
But yeah, it treated me good. So I can't, deny that. But everybody was kind of scared from me because they're like, what, you alone? This, that, right? But man, I tell you, never me alone. It was me and God because I never had a tire issue. When I built a tire,
Mm-hmm.
I was never stopped by the police or anything of that sort. So I believe that I was being carried by him the the whole journey, no issues whatsoever. Can you imagine a young girl that travel across
Yeah.
states by herself? Like, no, me think about that if I did my daughter, I get her a beat when I get her.
But I guess you were driven by passion though, because it was while you were in
Absolutely.
New York, you did your was it your first recording that you did?
Yes, I did. I
So
did. And it was with well, I did a few recordings in Jamaica before that, but
mm-hmm.
to the professional aspect of it, um one of my more better songs I would say would be Just Can't Work with Chemist
Mm-hmm.
record. So that was my first record in the US, I should say. Yeah, so it was just the broke pocket feeling just can't work. The leaking out
Hey.
the ceiling just can't work. So that was one of my first tracks laid in the US at Chemist Records. And we did a lot more after that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
was the first one. That was in New York. I was also working with a management team or label at the time, also called Young Records. He was very like, he was very eager to work with me as well, and like push me as an artist and push my career. And he was one of the
Mm-hmm.
persons that really, I don't think I talked about him much, and I should have, but he was one of the persons that helped to grow me as an artist while I was in the US. Young Records, yeah, from Connecticut. Big up to him. But I, while that was happening, it wasn't like the biggest thing for me because I wasn't financially stable at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me when I tell you that New York was very expensive for me because I didn't have an income to you know for my cost of living at the time, and it couldn't cover everything. And I was working two jobs. I was working two jobs
Mm-hmm.
at the time.
While
I was working
pursuing
two
your
jobs and
music.
yeah, while pursuing music. Yes.
Wow. All right, we're gonna
Mhm.
go for a quick time signal. When we return, we want to hear about the Florida leg of you pursuing music. Stick and stay, don't go
Right.
anywhere.
Spark Jamaica will enhance roads, water systems, and telecoms connectivity. Spark the next chapter and build a brighter future with us. The Time by Spark, a program of the Government of Jamaica, is.
It is now 12:46. If you're just joining us, we are on the road to success and we're journeying with none other than Shaneil Muir. So here we are now, Shaneil. New York was rough. Like you said, you're pursuing your music, but you had to finance everything yourself. So, you were working while pursuing music. So talk to us now about what led you to Florida.
So to Florida, Florida was where the magic happened. The tank was draining out while in New York, so I had
Mm-hmm.
to refill. So I headed to Florida, got a job there, and that's where I started to really indulge in the music on a whole different level. Um, I started working with Papadon Music at the time, and I actually recorded it. So we were in different cities, but I recorded it with. It was recorded by another amazing artist called Benso. So an artist actually recorded Yamabella, but he's a great
Wow.
engineer. Yeah, he's an amazing engineer. So I started doing work with Papadon Music. So we started with Blessings up to Yamabella 3D. But this all could happen because when I started working, I got to Florida and started working. I got laid off because the COVID virus, the
Mm-hmm,
whole
mm-hmm,
pandemic started. So because I just started working, obviously they're going to put out those who just started off first, and the other
mm-hmm,
people who have been there for longer would have always had their job secured. So I had the time because we were on lockdown as well. I had the time to use the medium that I had, which was social media, to promote myself and still, promote my songs and like my brand in itself. I started singing my songs on live on Instagram. And like really pushed me to blow up. I think that because the pandemic was happening, a lot of people, the world slowed down. And when the world slowed
Mm-hmm.
down, they started listening because a lot of songs are being released then, and you wonder, say, how can I get put myself, yeah, to be to be heard, and for them to see me for as an artist and see me for who I am, while not losing myself to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mediocrity. So I just started to sing my songs on live, and it started from there. From 5 people listening to 10 to 100 to thousands. It just grew from there, and I'm so very grateful for every single person that gave a piece of them to that part of Shaneil that built me up.
And that's an amazing story because it's also like an unorthodox way for somebody to get their break. I know, and during COVID, like we got a lot of entertainers through that platform, and not
Hmm.
all of them, stand the test of time. And here it
Hmm.
is, with your talent and everything, you have a budding career like still going. So that's just really amazing. Big up yourself on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
so I was actually doing some digging and I realized that entertainer Shano is your relative as well. Um,
Yes.
did he, how has that family connection really influenced your journey in music? And, did he play any role? Because we know he's also a great writer as well.
Yeah, he's an amazing writer, but he doesn't write for me though. No,
Okay,
he
okay.
told me when I was in Magnum, Shano
Mm-hmm.
had been, honestly, I think he was one of the persons that helped me to like think about music on a greater horizon, because growing up, when his song Jamaican on the road in him,
Yeah.
and knowing that
Hey.
we're family, and so that kind of empowered me to, like, okay, if my cousin do it, me can do it too. Yeah, so definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But he was very supportive. He has been very supportive. We're not that close,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, but he had been very supportive of my music. When I was in Magnum, he would come around and bring me to different places, and help me with the promotion of myself and so forth. So big up to him, and all the best for him as well. But yeah, I'm a family, good real family. I don't
Yeah.
know, so make up
Nice.
family.
Yeah, no, look, I really didn't know when I found it. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. So
Yeah,
here it
man.
is now. You got your big break during COVID. Like you said, there was a steady growth in terms of your online following. At what point did you decide to leave Florida, return to Jamaica, and link up with Good Productions?
So it was around the time, like that immediate break. Yeah, because Good was an endorser in my Magnum Kings and Queens journey as well.
Mm-hmm.
He Funny story is, I was at Face Bar in Montego Bay at Witter Village doing my campaign for Magnum Kings and Queens. I had known of Brit Jam at the time, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know who Zoom was. I always heard of Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. I never know who he was. But I've always heard
Mm-hmm.
of the things that he was associated with. And when I was walking towards after leaving Face Bar, after doing my little performance, to get my little money them in my pan and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody come and say, artist, Zuma talk to you, I said, who name so? And he said, he said, you don't know what's over here. So, all right, we'll link up. And me and my team were there, and he pull up and I say, yo, me I hear a while ago, and your buddy, man, and no, man, that's for the soul work. And that's where he decided to, endorse me for Magnum
Mm-hmm.
Kings and Queens. So that was how we basically met, and then that link has been kept for a long from then till now. So when Yamabel and everything, because I had moved, we were supposed to be working together, but I had emigrated.
Mm-hmm.
I had migrated. So when he realized that I was back in the music and everything, he's like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Say, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man, I could do it. So that's where that started, and that's where we started our journey.
Mm-hmm. And I think even that connection with Good Productions and Shaneil Muir, like you created some magic right there, but then ultimately, you sever ties. Like what happened, Shaneil? All right, so we're going to try and see if we can get back that link with Shaneil Muir. Shaneil, are you there? I'm seeing where you're on the screen. Okay, so we're going to get that sorted out to get back Shaneil Muir. So we were in the process of just talking about, good productions. I think she's coming back now. Shaneil, can you hear me?
Absolutely. Sorry about that. I had my phone
Okay.
on do not disturb,
I
but
know I saw it. I saw like a call coming in, and then I said, oh
oh
gosh, she hit the wrong button. Okay, so
yes.
I was just asking you, like you and Good Productions, you created a bit of magic right there, but ultimately
Mhm.
you severed ties. What led to that?
So we came to an amicable, decision to
Mm-hmm.
a mutual agreement to, just part on great
Mm-hmm.
terms. It wasn't nothing, out of the way or anything, but
Yes,
I
I
just
saw the
wanted to
press
see how
releases.
I could do. Yeah, I just wanted to see like what I could do for myself and
Mm-hmm.
where I could go from there. We had a very good journey. We had an amazing work together. But it's all good things come to an end.
Yeah, no, I totally get
It's
that.
all good things. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're amazing. We're amazing friends, just the same.
Mm-hmm. And then no, from there we saw where with the second management, you made some headlines. There was a situation where you collapsed in Mobe. There was some financial conversation surrounding that management team. Take us back to this dark period and how
Mhm.
you were able to maneuver.
So I really won't touch into that because I think
Mm-hmm.
that a part of putting that behind me would mean that I won't, dabble into those
Mm-hmm.
details. But I can definitely say that I grew. I learned so much and I am very grateful for every event that took place. Um, Even now, I was able to learn a lot. That taught me a lot about music business. I was just
Mm-hmm.
doing music for really the love of it. But
Mm-hmm.
up
The
to then,
creative.
I learned so much about what the business, the theory, the business aspect of it is. And not just all of it, not just because you love music as an artist. You have to learn what music entails, what it has to offer, who are supposed to be elements in there, and how to not get yourself on the wrong side of it. So I am grateful for those dark moments because I
Mm-hmm.
definitely
Mm-hmm.
saw the light through them. Definitely.
Having learned such a tough lesson, though, what business advice would you give to upcoming entertainers or just entertainers in the music industry today, your peers who are just focused on the creative aspect of the music?
Okay, so definitely you want to know or dig deep into or find, what would I say, find people who not even say you can trust because you can't trust any and everybody, but people that you trust to have knowledge, the proper knowledge, who have the right titles that they have earned, and not just something them go see upon Google and read, but the people that are, in their positions and have been for a while and are able to give you and direct you in the right way, but also learn the music for yourself. So whenever that person is telling you something, you can say, okay, this sounds about a bit about right because I've learned this and I've know this, so I know
Mm-hmm.
what to follow and where to go. So learn as much as you can about the financial aspects of the business. What is the standard of this part, or what is the standard of that part? What where to go, what not to do, and who to speak with, and make sure you have a very strong legal team because when you're in the public or when you're in entertainment, you are a element of the public, and that tends to pull or bring sometimes the wrong attention. You have to
Mm-hmm.
learn to control your emotions. Trust me.
Yeah, no,
You
look, that
have to
was.
learn to separate your emotions from the business. It's kind of hard. I know that. I've been a victim of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to learn to separate your emotions from the business because at the end of the day, if you are an artist, you are the brand. You are not a cartridge box where if something happens, you can put on one side and bring a new one. If you are the artist, everything that happens, everyone will remember. And if anything goes on the internet, it now come off. So
Yeah.
yeah,
you
so you have to definitely, yeah.
This is a build up to like my next question because I remember like I felt like, oh my gosh, it's like Shaneil just can't get a break. Why she can't just get a break? Like all of these things are happening, from the situation with your mom to your ex-boyfriend, all of that played out in the media. Looking back, are those things that you regretted in terms of how you dealt with it? Before you answer, go and think about it. We have cash pot. Don't go anywhere. Listen up, your top draw dollars. Pick two, pick three, pick four, hot pick, and cash pot. Lunchtime draws up next.
Reggae in the morning, reggae in the evening, reggae at night time on Irie Radio. Reggae in the morning, reggae in the evening, reggae at night time on Irie Radio.
Everybody feel irate when they listen to irate. Everybody love irate. FM.
Oxymaster make everything cleaner.
The time by Oxymaster, the stain blaster, is.
It is now 1:00. We're standing by for cash pot. Stick and stay.
Welcome to the official live drawing of the Supreme Ventures Lottery Games. This could be your lucky day. Get your tickets out and let the games begin.
Good afternoon. It's Thursday, March 6, 2025. I am Sydney, and welcome to the Supreme Ventures Lunchtime Game Draw. Before we begin, here is a quick look at our mid-morning winning numbers. Do remember, all live draws are supervised by the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission and observed by the independent auditing firm PwC. And now, let's put some money in your top draw. This afternoon's jackpot is at what? $600,000. So, here are your winning top draw numbers. And our first top draw number to make its way down is the lucky number 6. Here comes a countdown to 11. What's next? Ball number 8. And our fourth top draw number is 5. And our fifth and final top draw number is 20. Just a recap, our winning top draw numbers are 12, 11, 8, 5, and 20. And now, let's pick your play with our dollars game. I hope you're feeling lucky. Our first top draw number to make, our first dollars number to make its way up and down is 17. What's next? 24. Now right after 24, we have a double, 33. Up next, we have 35. 2 follows. Now coming slowly but surely, we have ball number 5. Here comes a double, 22. Right after 22, we have 34. I hope those spots are looking good because 18 is next. Here it comes. 32. We have a solid number 10. And we wrap things up in our dollars game with ball 36. And now for some easy winnings with our Pick 2 game. So get those tickets out and good luck. Our first Pick 2 number is 32. Our second Pick 2 number, it's a 6. Once again, the winning Pick 2 numbers are 32 and 6. And now for some easy winnings with our Pick 3 game. So let's play. Our first Pick 3 number is 8. Our second Pick 3 number is 8. And our third and final Pick 3 number is, what's it gonna be? It's a 1. Once again, the winning Pick 3 numbers are 8, 8, and 1. It's time to pick up your winnings with Pick 4, so get those tickets out and good luck once more. Our first Pick 4 number is an 8. Our second Pick 4 number, 6. Now our third Pick 4 number, what's it gonna be? It's 8. And our fourth and final Pick 4 number, here it comes. It's 9. Once again, the winning pick four numbers are 8, 6, 8, and 9. Now, this one, it absolutely easy for win. So, let's heat things up with hot pick. And the winning hot pick number is 6. Congratulations to all my hot pick winners. Again, the winning hot pick number is 6. And now, I know you live to play it, but can you win it? Get ready to be a big cash pot winner, and let's see what the winning cash pot number will be. And this afternoon's winning cash pot number is 26. And the lucky mark is white man. And now for all my cashpot players, come a little closer because you're going to love this one. At no extra cost, play cashpot as usual and win the payout for the color ball when your number is drawn. Win $305 on the yellow ball, $300 on the green ball, $290 on the blue ball, and yes, you guessed it, you still can win all of $280 on the white ball for every $10 winning cash bet. Win more for free. Round and the white ball has been selected. And now let's mega your winnings. Good luck once more. What's it gonna be? Will it be a white or a mega? And it's a white ball that has been selected. It's time for the big one, the monster winning. So good luck once more. Round and round they go. Will it be a white or will it be a monster ball? And the monster ball has been selected. A white ball has been selected. And now let's take a look at this afternoon's winning numbers. And of course, congratulations to everyone who won. Join us again at 3 p.m. for more games you love to play. I'm Sydney. Have a supreme afternoon.
Hope you were a big winner. Play your favorite Supreme Ventures games every day and tune in for our live draw 6 times a day at 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8:25 p.m. on this station. Supreme Ventures, making winners every day.
That was the lunchtime top draw dollars, pick two, pick three, pick four, hot pick, and cash pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Join us again at 3 p.m. for another chance to win in hot pick and cash pot special pot draws. If you're just joining us, we are on the road to success and we're journeying with none other than Shaneil Muir. No, Shaneil, before we went to the cash pot break, I was in the process of asking you, based on what we're talking about, you're talking about, containing your emotions. And then I was asking you, at one point I found myself just saying like, oh my gosh, I just need to give Shaneil Muir a break now, from the manager thing that happened online, then the situation with your mom, and then the ex-boyfriend and some finances right there. Do you regret how all of these played out in the media and your role in it?
What is going on?
All right, so we're standing by for Shaneil Muir. I think a call was coming in again, and she tried to stop that call from coming through. Look, she's doing an interview. People don't call her. Don't call her. She is busy. We're standing by. We're waiting for Shaneil to rejoin us so we can continue the conversation. It's Road to Success, and we're journeying with none other than Shaneil Muir, real top gal indeed. So I see where Shaneil is just about joining us. Shaneil, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Come let them know I'm answer that question.
I know.
It's a sign.
Look, you
But
are you.
Kishima,
Mhm,
anybody that had the privilege, and I will say it's a privilege to know me
mhm,
and to be a part of my life. If someone got that privilege and has brought nothing but pain and negativity into my life, and especially in a public aspect, they do not deserve to be spoken of on any platform that I'm on. So I will not give them
mm,
that benefit today. They will not have that satisfaction today. So we're going to speak of something on a better aspect where I can say the greatest thing that had happened since then is the growth I have found within myself and the
mhm.
peace that I have found within myself. So I will also say that to say to anyone that has been in any situation, whether publicly or privately, if you've been through something, the possible only thing you could think of after you've gone through your emotional turmoil, because let me tell you something, when you're emotionally involved in something, it's so hard to think rationally. It's so hard to remove yourself from the situation and look at it from a different perspective, a perspective to say, okay, if I do this, how will that hurt me? Or how will I fix this? Or how will I do that? So just take a step back. It's hard to do it, but take a step back. And if you have been that person to, not be able to control your emotions, learn now. Teach yourself
No,
now so you don't have to. Yeah.
and I think that is the most important thing. Like once you are able to learn the lessons, because things will happen. If you don't learn, that's when it becomes problematic. Can we?
Yes.
Yeah, can we talk about your
Yes.
piece? Because looking at you, you look so zen.
Thank you.
No, absolutely. You look
Thank
so
you.
zen. How
Absolutely.
important I was going to
Yeah.
say, how important is that to you, to ensure that your peace is protected?
It is the number one priority. Everything else comes after.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that disrupts my peace now, that has to go. I'm sorry, but I am not dealing with anything or anybody that disrupts my peace. My peace is a main factor in every single thing that I do. I I remember when I had a writer's block for months
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a creative. Because I'm a creative, I depend on my creativity to produce work that gives me an income. So if something disrupts that, what am I going to do? Absolutely nobody has access to my piece. No, no, not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, no.
And, and
No.
and I think something that you have also shown us too is that you are not afraid to take a step back to deal with your piece. And a step back, I mean away from the music. Like you will pull out of the music to take care of you. Um, Talk to us about like those moments, like when you know how it is, like out of sight out of mind, and how the industry itself is fast paced, and taking yourself out of it, it can mean so many things. It can mean like, you're trying to get back what you had initially. What's that like for you?
Honestly, I think it was the best option that I did personally for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does affect like the marketing in a sense of me as a person because I am the brand. So if I remove myself from the market, that means I'm not being marketed. That means I'm not available as a product, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the mental capacity of that, it's the best thing to do because I cannot produce or I cannot provide a product that is not capable of sustaining the market. I cannot. It's like me putting, it's like I'm a shopkeeper and I put an expired item on a shelf. That doesn't work. So if I needed
Mm-hmm.
to step back, which I'm glad I did, and take care of myself first, I could be a better artist to to provide better music. And that is
Mm-hmm.
exactly what, people need. They might miss me, yes, that's fine. I might be forgotten for a moment, that's fine. But one thing I know, I am talented. And when I do come back,
Very.
may I come back. So I got my fans there, you understand? So if it is that I take a step back, I'm glad I did because at the end of the day, I have to take care of myself. If I don't do that and I run myself over and I just act as if I'm not I act as if I act as if I am not able to, you know, take care of myself and do what I need to do to keep me on track mentally and physically, then what am I able to give to the world? I
Mm-hmm.
cannot give them a broken Chanel. I don't. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants
Mm-hmm.
broken things to buy, broken things to to look at or so forth. So I have to fix me so I'm able to provide and give the and you're opening a door to so many opinions that may not even be valid. So if you're not able to like have an approach where you can deal with it, then you're putting yourself up for hurt or pain. or certain emotional turmoil. But yeah, you have to just know your crowd.
No, absolutely. And speaking about the opinions, how do you deal with that? Because I think the digital age and social media, anybody with a smartphone,
Is
they
a
just basically
bully.
have an opinion, right? And they say just about any and everything. How do you deal with that as an artist? You still have to interact with your fans and, how you deal with the ugly, the negatives.
Well, I don't. That's that's the thing. But not give them. I don't give. Not anymore. I don't give people that satisfaction. I don't let them think they even exist. Like the
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing or the worst thing you could do to somebody that's looking for attention is not give it to them.
No,
Like
absolutely.
you just don't give it to them. Them need it. They need you to they need you to okay. As long as you understand what their objective is, then you know what solution to bring. So if they're looking to hurt you, you have to let them know that I'm not hurt. Do you think that you doing this is supposed to what is it supposed to do? Because you're not getting what you
Mm-hmm.
want. So it's just to find the motive, and there you can build up your your solution to it. But that's not give them what they want. But in a place where the digital era is, I just think that most people nowadays, because they're not in a classroom or because they're not in the physical society to see you face to face, because things that they'll say on the media, they won't say it to your face. That's just the truth. They'll say a
Mm-hmm.
bag of things on the media, but if them see you, oh girl, what's up? I
Yeah,
love
top
your music,
gal.
top girl. And so me,
Yeah.
me just look on it like, okay, just because you're not, me not see who you be, and just because whatever you feel like you can bully me, but digital bullying is just ridiculous to me. Because when you
Mm-hmm.
see me, that's a different thing. And I just don't pay attention to it because most people like to say certain things on the media just to get likes. Like if they
Mm-hmm.
say something that somebody else might be thinking or they look brave saying it, then oh, they get the comments start to get likes and it starts to go viral. Most people's intention on the media when they make a negative comment is to go viral. So
Mm-hmm.
who is the subject here? Who is giving you the power to go viral? If I pay attention to it. So just understanding what the motives are gives a better outlook.
Helps. Do you sometimes feel like fans are the ones who orchestrate and create this animosity among entertainers? Because I saw online once where fans were discussing and talking about the similarities between a Shaneil Muir and a IKEA, their vocal similarities. And do you believe that one in terms of fans just always starting something?
Oh, yes. Fans are, I think, one of the biggest instigators on a lot of feuds that happen in the music industry. Fans do that. They do that. And it's so weird because if you don't know yourself as an artist, or if you don't know yourself as a person, you tend to follow through on that narrative that they are creating. I see and I know IKEA as, I don't know her personally, obviously, but I've
Mm-hmm.
listened to her music and she is an such an amazing artist. She has such great vocals. And I wouldn't think it is, let's say, because I wouldn't think we do have a similar sound. I personally think so. Probably the same tenor, probably, but she sings different. I know I sing tenor, but maybe when she sings tenor, it sounds the way I sound, or I sound like her.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever it works, I take that as a compliment because I see her as an amazing artist. So if
Yes.
somebody or the artists them or the fans them are trying to say, oh, this that, I don't care. I don't care. Thank you for the compliment. I
Yes.
feel honored.
No, look, Shaniel, I am absolutely loving your responses. And, these are questions that are necessary. And I love how you're just handling it. Look at
Oh,
man. Sure.
thank you. What did I say?
Yes. So, my next
Thank
question
you.
now, how would you describe your experience in the business as it relates to, as a female, do you think that women are supportive of each other in dancehall?
Well, my experience, I have found great support from most females in the business. Maybe some may not feel the same, but I feel I have great support from different females. I don't feel like I'm intimidated by anybody. Or, I mean, you understand? I am more
Mm-hmm.
of an open-minded person. So, because you have to understand, I as a female understand that every female might tend to be some female might tend to be territorial. So if like you're stepping at them bone a little bit, they might,
Mm-hmm.
they might try to, but whatever. But I honestly see our music and the females involved in it as it's not even a hierarchy. It's more like a big play field where everybody has their position. You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
everybody's position on there is one ultimate goal. Everybody, the on the right team, I one goal everybody have. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And I cannot do what Shensia does. I cannot do what Spice does. I cannot do what any female artist does. But I can do what Shaneil Muir does. You understand? And I'm pretty sure they can't do what I do. Because me and me and them and them. So
Yes.
everybody have their specific role and everybody have their uniqueness about them that makes them who they are. Because when you play a Shaneil Muir, you're not gonna say, oh, a Spice that, or when you play a Spice, you hear the different sounds. Everybody has a different way that they create their music and so forth. Like so, I think that I big up to all the female artists. Then you understand. I
Mm-hmm.
always get me can nameless say I get great support from Spice, Shensia, Jada Kingdom, Pampote. I could name a lot more. You understand? So I've never had a bad experience with
Mm-hmm.
artists, female artists.
Wow, that's amazing because we have heard the other side, so it's great that you can share that
Yeah.
positive aspect to it. As you mentioned, position though, do you think title of Queen of Dancehall should be based on longevity and legacy, or should it be open to newer artists who are currently dominating the genre?
Um, my question is it a democracy or is it bureaucracy? I don't know where it is. But honestly, my opinion on that is I think if you earn it, you earn it. If
Mm-hmm.
music is what it is now, if the people them say it, or if you have done the work for that to be noticeable, where you have created an iconic moments, you've created iconic music, and you've done so much to give towards, whether it's socially, whether it's musically, whether it's financially. I just think that if you have done enough or done so much to contribute to it, you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
if them ask if Spice deserve, of course she deserve it. Spice been music like 20 odd years. What you mean? Me just start with you, me just reach my 50th year, and what I have experienced, I can only imagine what she has experienced. So of course,
mm-hmm.
definitely.
And speaking about like what you have experienced, ever so often, like females, sometimes they will share these horror stories as it relates to collaborating with a male artist or even producers. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you felt uncomfortable and you had to shut down a song or a collaboration because you just feel like it wasn't about the business?
I did have to shut down a few songs, but the difference between me and most, I would say, I am very blunt when it comes to working with other artists, male artists especially.
Mm-hmm.
Them know me already get an impression, say certain it cannot go past certain things because I'm here to work and work it is. There's no
Mm-hmm.
kinty, no nothing like that. So a lot of times you have to just, as I said, when you're a female artist, you have to know your market that you're in. You have to know the environment that you're in. You have to know the culture of the environment
Mm-hmm.
that you're in. And once you make yourself aware of that, then you know how to maneuver yourself through it. So the natural thing is every different culture of music has this thing about it. So once you make yourself aware of, because hip hop, dancehall, probably all, I don't even want to say, but it comes to mind. You understand? So it doesn't matter which part of the music it is. There will be those things because those things exist even in the work world, every work world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you just have to know yourself and know what you're in for, and know what your goals are. And once you know you have your dignity intact and your morals intact and your ethics intact, then yes, you'll get through it.
Conduct
Keep it,
yourself
yeah,
according.
conduct, yeah, accordingly.
Yeah, yeah. No, you teamed up with Busy Signal and Usain Bolt for the Jamaica All the Way Olympic song last year. What was that
Mhm.
like?
It was fun. It was fun to be a part of something completely different, and I'm very grateful that I was considered to be a part of that too, because I think that it was a great song. It was an amazing
Mm-hmm.
song. And I see Busy as an iconic person in dancehall. So to be able to work with him, and even this is my second project with Usain still, because I had a song called Stop It that
Mm-hmm.
he produced, so it's always a pleasure working with him and his team. Very, very organized, very, very to the point, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
You also have a collaboration with Vibes Cartel. What was that like? And do you feel like that track gave your career like a boost?
Absolutely. Anything Cartel touch a goal. Yeah, that's so yes, he that track even now is one of the top tracks on my catalog. And
Mm-hmm.
it was an amazing feeling to have the Vibes Cartel vocals on a track with me. And we see where it went because it's doing very well. Um Shabdan produced it. Shabdan produced that track, and the whole video, the dancers in there, Rebel and Chini and all of them, and it was a great project in general. So I had fun
Mm-hmm.
creating the project, and I had fun even afterwards because performing it is always a blast with the audience and stuff like that. So it's a great experience.
Now, you have spoken about your faith and your spirituality quite often. And I can tell you,
Mhm.
anytime you sing gospel, me literally get goose pimples. Like I was on your live a few times, and when you just start belt it out, I'm like, oh my goodness. Have you ever felt like conflicted, like with the music that you're doing, what you're putting out, and then there is also this other side of Shaneil Muir that we not
Mhm.
often see, but every now and again, you give you a glimpse.
Of course, when you are or when you've grown up in a Christian home
Mm-hmm.
and you have grown up on certain principles, certain norms, and certain morality, you would tend to be conflicted if you are not doing what you grew up into.
Mm-hmm.
So you are conflicted with yourself, especially if you're not associated with something from growing up into it and then you're doing it afterwards. So yes, I do feel conflicted sometimes. But I also know that I'm only human and it is between me and him where
Mm-hmm.
it goes, and our judgment is for him. So that is our relationship is between us. It's not perfect, obviously. It's not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope in the future it will be.
Right.
Still have the hope, then, but not let it go.
No, you can't. You can't. No, exquisite collections. Is that still up and running?
No, I closed that business this year. I did. I'm glad I did though. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes in life you have to make difficult decisions, and sometimes those difficult decisions can give you trust
No.
me, I can say, I'm glad I did open it, and I'm glad I experienced the things that I did because a lot of things I've learned. Would I open a business again? Yes, I would. Have I learned anything from it? Absolutely. Will I apply what I've learned to my new business? Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it was a good run. I was 3 years, 2 years or 3 years. 3 years. It was 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It did sufficient. It was able to take care of itself financially. So it wasn't like a whole burden, but there are things that had happened where, influenced my decision to be, you know what, Chanel? It's time. It's okay. You
Yeah.
try again. Yeah, but it's
No.
not, it's not, no, it's not the time. It's time, but that's not this time.
Look, when you
Yeah, man.
spoke about your growth and your peace, you weren't lying because we are seeing it. We're getting it. Like, trust me,
Thank
absolutely love
you.
that. Now, musically, any projects you can talk to us about that's coming in 2025 this year?
Absolutely. I have on my time away, I was working on my EP, my
Mm-hmm.
extended play called Echoes of Her.
Mm, I love it.
Yes. So Echoes of Her consists of 6 tracks. It has a featured track on there. Um, I'll disclose it soon, and
Mm-hmm.
they can keep, follow me on my platforms to see. But it consists of 6 tracks. It basically embodies different versions or different aspects or different elements of my music or what influences or brings forth my music. So it's something that I did, like I can say I did from scratch. It's not something like if you just throw
Mm-hmm.
in there, it's something that I took the time out to create and put my work in and put my all in. So I'm excited because I'm really waiting to hear what my fans think of it because I love it. Well,
Oh my
you
gosh.
know, really.
So Shanice, you can't give you a little tips. You can't sing a little something for we, just a little tips, a little piece or something.
Oh my, why you have put me in that position,
Just
the man?
a little bit.
Anything my man give me is a plus. If we left today, me can't broke. Enough girls stuck in a relationship because them don't have nothing them can't cut. Me got me own. Tell me how a boy fi style me and I don't need a man fi mind me. Me got me own. Yeah, me work hard, but if me did a struggle, them who no bad mind me. Yeah, me got me own. Me no borrow, me no beg, and me surely no need a girl fi remind me. Me got me own. Me got me own. Me got me own.
Ba
So,
ba ba
yes.
ba ba. Magat mo on. Hello. I absolutely love
Yeah,
it.
man.
So, do you have a release date? Are there any collaborations, or is it just strictly Shaneil Muir?
Yeah, man, there is one collaboration because I didn't want to, I want to bring something to it, but I didn't want it to be completely centered around collaboration. So it's just one. It was going to be strictly Shaneil Muir, but I say I'm putting in that corner always.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that collaboration is with La Boss, Chronic
Okay.
Law.
Mad.
So trust me, it's a different. I don't think. I may be corrected if I'm wrong, but I don't think that I've heard something like that song that we have from him. Like
Mm,
everybody know him for peeing and therapy and like that part and
yeah.
the badness, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that that collaboration will display a different side of the law boss. You understand? So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I'm
We
excited to release it.
we're looking forward, but you know, give me a date, yet, when it'll come.
So the anticipated date is March 28th.
Okay, nice. All right, so soon.
Yes.
Absolutely soon. No,
Yeah,
we
man.
we're about to wrap up, but how would you describe Shaneil Muir, the family woman?
Oh, I'm very family oriented. I'm I've become very, very, very private. I've
Mm-hmm.
become a very private person. I'm empowered by, my family relationships. I find so much trust in my small circle that I have now.
Mm-hmm.
And this Shaneil has embodied peace. Yes, so
Mm.
that's the Shaneil it is.
No, and look, you have like this inner glow as well. So and I
Thank
just
you.
talk and talk. I see the
Yeah.
zen. I see it.
Thank you. This is in a show.
It's a show. It's a show. And finally, International Women's Day is just 2 days away. And what message would you give to young girls who are listening, young girls who aspire to be the next Shaneil Muir or look to you for motivation and inspiration?
Okay. If you are a spiritual person, you have to give all thanks and grace to the Most High. And then if you're not, it's okay. Yeah, you're on your journey. You'll find what you're looking for in due time. But to the young ladies coming up, prioritize yourself, prioritize your education. prioritize learning as much as you can about the world before you step a foot into it, because trust me, it does changes. So while the world changes, I hope you do not. You stay steady and steadfast in yourself and be who you need to be and who you want to be and not somebody else. Big up on yourself.
Wow, Shaneil Muir, thank you so much. This was absolutely amazing.
You're
And
most welcome.
look, I've interviewed you before and all of that, and we see you through social media, but I think the Shaneil Muir that we're getting today is, like you said, you're at peace, you're grown, and you're different. Good different. Love it.
Yes, thank you.
Continue being great.
Thank you so much for having me, Kishima. It was a pleasure. And, to be away and then coming back and starting it this way, because this is my first interview since a long time. So it
Yay!
was amazing. Thanks. Thank
Look,
you.
can I
Thank
tell you,
you.
and everything how it happened, I just feel like it was divinely orchestrated. I really wanted a female, just on the heels of International Women's Day, and it worked
Mhm.
out this way. And your team said yes, and I'm like, yes, way to kick it off with a top girl.
Yeah, man, definitely. It's a pleasure. It was
Yes,
such a pleasure.
yes, and big up to Damage Music.
Yeah, man, big up Damage and big up to all my supporters and my fans on Irie FM. You don't know it's a road to success, this journey. Thanks for having me, Shaneil Muir. Follow me on all platforms at Shaneil Muir, ShaneilMuir. Echoes of her EP dropping March 28th. Keep
Check
tuned.
it. Make sure you check it out. And I have so many messages for you. This one says, Kishima, real top girl for true. Our story is hot. Road to success. Absolutely love it. But we have to go for a commercial break. But stick and stay. And thank you so much, Shaneil Muir. Continue being great.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a blessed one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dynasty King music. Don't let me give you all of me. I can't forget some in ordinary. I know what you want. I know what you want from me. If you want, go on, please go. Me not shed no tears. Me I feel alright. Cause you are going like, come on alone, not break. So if you want, go on, please be my guest. No need your stress. I want less, probably living down my